In a dramatic turn of events, the European Union Parliament is in turmoil as Belgian farmers escalate their protests, resorting to fiery barricades and tractor blockades. The heart of Europe, Brussels, Belgium, becomes a stage for this unfolding drama. The crux of the matter, a simmering discontent over a multitude of issues ranging from agricultural subsidies to stringent environmental regulations. These farmers, the backbone of our food supply, find themselves on the precipice, grappling with policies that they believe fail to support small-scale agricultural practices and instead disproportionately favor large agribusinesses. Additional burdens brought on by regulations aimed to promote sustainability have only added fuel to the fire, exacerbating the financial strain these farmers face. With their livelihoods hanging in the balance, farmers demand swift and concrete actions from EU authorities to address their escalating concerns. The question remains, how will the EU respond to these voices of discontent? At the heart of these protests are the contentious agricultural policies proposed by the EU, including the Common Agricultural Policy, or CAP reform. This reform, designed to shape the future of European farming, has sparked a raging debate. Farmers argue that the policies fall short in supporting small-scale agricultural practices and tip the scales in favor of large agribusinesses. They contend that the CAP reform overlooks the unique challenges faced by small farmers. Adding fuel to the fire are stringent environmental regulations. These regulations, while crucial for promoting sustainability, place an additional burden on farmers. They grapple with the twin pressures of adhering to these norms and maintaining their bottom line. For many, it's a delicate balancing act, teetering on the edge of viability. As these policies push farmers to the brink, they resort to drastic measures to ensure their voices echo through the corridors of power. Fire engulfs makeshift barricades around the EU Parliament, symbolizing the intensity of farmers' discontent. Tractors, emblematic of rural life, become potent symbols of resistance. These aren't just random acts of defiance. They're calculated moves aimed at disrupting normalcy in the heart of the European capital, a direct challenge to the powers that be. The burning barricades, they're more than just fiery spectacles. They're the embodiment of their frustration, their desperation, their refusal to be ignored. And the tractors, the machinery of their livelihood, turned into the machinery of their protest. Roaring engines echoing their demands, their grievances, their cries for justice. Each flame, each blockade, serves as a stark reminder of the challenges plaguing the agricultural sector. These symbols, they tell a story of struggle, of resilience, of resistance. Behind the fiery scenes lies a deeper narrative of struggling farmers grappling with economic uncertainty and regulatory pressures. In response to the escalating protests, EU officials scrambled to address the grievances of farmers. Calls for dialogue and negotiation echo through the corridors of power. The urgency of the situation is clear, and it demands comprehensive reforms in the agricultural policy framework. The challenge is immense. Policymakers must delicately balance the interests of farmers, consumers, and the environment, a task easier said than done. Farmers, the very people who feed us, are buckling under the weight of regulations and policies that seem to favor large-scale agribusinesses. Consumers, on the other hand, demand affordable food while also championing environmental causes. And then there's the environment itself, a silent stakeholder bearing the brunt of our actions, yet vital for our survival. As the flames of discontent continue to smolder, the protests serve as a clarion call for meaningful change. Our duty now is to heed this call and strive for a future where agriculture thrives and farmers are not just surviving, but prospering. Beyond the chaos lies an opportunity to reshape the future of European agriculture, fostering resilience and prosperity for generations to come. A chance to engineer a more equitable agricultural system, one that balances the needs of farmers, consumers, and the environment. But the road ahead is far from easy. It's paved with hard decisions, complex negotiations, and the unyielding determination of those whose lives are deeply rooted in the soil of their fields. The current impasse is not a dead end, but a call to action, a calling to rally together, to engage in constructive dialogue, and to make concerted efforts towards meaningful change. It's about more than just policies and subsidies. It's about preserving a way of life, upholding traditions, and ensuring the survival of small-scale farming practices. Only through concerted efforts and constructive dialogue can we forge a path that ensures the viability of agriculture while promoting sustainability and social equity.